What's up, bikers? I'm Johnny Thompson from Fit for Racing and I'm with Adam Brayton. We're going to show you how to deadlift in association with the article in MBR. The first stage is to see how your mechanics work so you can have a safe spine. So before you attempt to pick up a bar from the ground, it's important to know if you can get to the bar with a safe back. The priority here is that your spine stays in the same shape as it is whilst you're standing up. We call that a neutral spine. So Adam's going to address the bar by putting his feet underneath as if he's going to set up for a deadlift. And he's going to use the bar height as a target, not to put his hands on and start pulling yet. If you're doing this on your own, then film yourself from the side and take a look at your spinal curve. There's two things that might happen that are danger areas: a flex spine or an overextended spine. So Adam might be really conscious to have a hollow in his lower back and really force it. So an overextended spine here, you often see people setting up for a deadlift like this, and this is probably even more dangerous than a flex spine, which is a bend, which is a very common thing you see in people that are deadlifting incorrectly. So Adam's going to test his position by holding his hands outside his thighs and then going down with vertical shins to his knees and then all the way down to outside his shins. And he's using the bar as a target to try and reach for with his fingers. Once he's happy he's in that position, then he'll come all the way under the bar, so his laces are under the bar itself. Then he's going to use that same bracing and reaching to then hold the bar. So now Adam's got his hands on the bar and he's got a nice straight back. It's important that he doesn't start pulling without really bracing. So good focus on the obliques, which are either side of your abs. Tensing those should help to stabilize your midline. Then he's going to stand up, trying to keep his torso at the same angle as he stands until the bar's at his knee. So he's going to stand and then open his hip all the way to the top. It's one smooth movement, but you can see it's almost two because there's the lift from the ground to the knee where his torso's still down, and then an opening of the hip. So the first movement is very much about the quads, and then after the knee, opening of the hip, posterior chain, glutes and hamstrings. Now we're going to take a look at the setup from the front. So exactly the same as before, but so you can see it. The feet are going to go symmetrical on the bar, and it's really important that often on these Olympic bars there are markers. It's important that you're symmetrical on the bar before lifting. That way you know that there's not going to be any side-to-side torque on your spine. And then from there, nice tension, pulling against the bar a little bit before it comes off the ground, and then going all the way up past the knee, hinging, and most importantly at the top, not overextending. So there's a position that you often see with beginner lifters is coming all the way up and over and then hanging out in an overextended spine position. This is going to be quite dangerous, especially with higher loads. So during your warm-up sets, you can have a feel for the weight, and if your target is a 3-rep max, then you can start adjusting the reps on the incremental sets as you're working up. Adam just did 8, looked pretty easy and nice and safe through his spine. Let's put some more weight on. More 10s! I mean 20s, more 20. Easy. Woo! Not for MBR. Nice, solid. Good. Nice. So that was a set of 3 at 110. Nice and solid. Good, strong. Yeah, solid. Nice. Woo! Oh, yeah. Yes! Good lad. Good. Go on, go on. Good lad.
You.
Whee!
Vegan.
So if you struggle with mobility and you can't get down to the bar height without having to round your back, then you can raise the bar off the ground by putting plates on. Obviously there's quite a few here for very stiff people, so if Adam was super stiff, then he could still reach this bar and still work a heavy hinge movement and get some gains through the glutes and hamstrings, and then obviously stabilization through the core. So all is not lost if you can't pick up the bar from the ground. Obviously this is a shorter movement, we prefer you to do more, but ultimately we want you to be as safe as you can be. So as your mobility gets better, you can reduce the height that the bar's off the ground, and then in the end, hopefully you'll be able to pick it up from the ground. If your mobility is poor or you don't have access to a barbell, then you can use dumbbells. Obviously there's some restriction on the weight that you can do with this, and ultimately the deadlift is a big compound movement and we want to put lots of weight on it. Obviously still keeping safe. But the mechanics remain the same. So if you turn to the side, we'll see, as before, priority is on the spinal neutral curve, bracing through the middle, and then you can do some volume reps with these dumbbells. So this is a good substitute for deadlifts if you're doing it at home and you only have access to dumbbells, or even in capacity workouts. And that's it for deadlifts. So tune in next month where we'll have some more technique videos, or visit fitforracing.com. We've got lots of information on there to help you become a better rider. See you next time. Peace.